Hello there and good afternoon. It's Liz Small here from smallstepsbigbenefits.com, and I'm hoping that the sound is okay. I'm not 100% sure. I have a new setup today, so bear with me. Trying to be really quiet because I feel like it's really loud to me, but we shall see. So welcome. I am here. This is my second ever webinar, so I still feel like very, very new at this webinar thing. But I trust that all of you who joined me today, whether it's live right now or from the replay, that you will get out of this webinar whatever it is you need. So that is why I showed up, because I felt like there really was just a reason for me to do this today at this time. So our webinar today is 3 things that you can do every day for your personal and spiritual growth that will help you to live a happier life. And I am so excited to share with you because I feel like I am constantly, if you're anything like me, you might be like soaring the internet every day with like, what is the best way to X, Y, or Z? That's what I do. And then I have these lists of like 100,000 things you should do every day. And I think to myself, well, I can't stay up any more than I already do. So we're going to get into the webinar, really into the content in a moment. But for right now, I just want to give you a brief little background on what I'm doing right now with Small Steps, and then also just let you know that while I'll provide a lot of information in this 30 minutes, I don't need you to feel like you have, I put this stuff out there and then leave you all alone in the world. So I have a really good offer for those of you who are live at the end of the call today. For this great new program I launched that I'm super, super excited about. So anyway, here we are. I'm feeling this weather today. I'm in the Philadelphia area and it is sunny. Thank goodness. I am feeling like I need some sun in my life. All right, so that's a little bit about what we'll do at the end of the webinar, and really just the whole webinar. When you join us live, feel free to mute your microphone and turn off your camera, and then you can, there is a chat on the side that you're welcome. If you have any questions or comments throughout, please do not hesitate, because I love the interaction, and that's one of the reasons that I do these. So, all right, so what 3 things can you do every single day that won't take a lot of time? Now, that's part of the thing for me. I have 2 little kids, and I feel like I make these lists, right? I told you I go online, I look, what is the most important thing to do every day? I get a list of like 200 things, and I think I can't do any of these. I don't have time for them. It's too much pressure. So I was really thinking about what 3 things I think you need to do each day that can really help you stay present. I think the main idea is that we stay present. And when we stay present, it is so much easier to connect spiritually, to connect with ourselves, and to live happier lives. Because when we're living in the past, right, we're either like mad about the past, upset about what's happened already, feeling like, that person did this to me, or I should have never done that, or what was I thinking, I'm such an idiot, right? All these like negative things. Or we're thinking like, life was better when, right, when nobody was waking me up at 3 in the morning and I could do whatever I wanted with my weekends, or whatever it may be. When we live in the past, we're just really, it's impossible essentially to be happy. I mean, we can have memories and they can be positive and they can bring happiness to our present, but we can't live there, because you are either longing for something that is no more, or we are being mad about something that is no more. Same as the future, right? When I live in the future, I feel like, which I spend a lot of time doing, and I think our culture really, especially today as working mom or wherever you may be in your life, it's like, I got to plan, right? Because in 10 years, I'll be here, or I want to be here. And I don't think it's bad to plan. I just think that in your daily life, sorry, just checking something out here. If you are on the call, if you could just write in the chat box really quickly, just that you could hear me. I just am a little worried about my sound, but I think it's working. I'm going to just trust. That's one of the things you can do every day. That's a 4th thing. Sorry, I lost my train of thought a little bit, but we're feeling like we need to plan, right? And so we live in the future a lot, and that's okay to plan. It's actually really good to plan. We can't live in our plans because, as we all know, right? What's that great quote? I feel like I get a lot of quotes wrong lately, but I think it's the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Or so if we intend, it's like you can do it. You can put your intentions out there, and I think it's good and important. But I think it's like we cannot put all our stock in that because all we really truly have is this moment right here, right now. So I'm grateful that you're choosing to spend this moment that you have here with me. Because I think that when we stay present and we choose in our current moment what is best for us, that is how we develop into spiritually connected, personally connected, and happy individuals. So, okay, the first thing I think that we could do every single day to make us happier and more connected is about connection in general, and particularly about laughter. So I think that every single day, whether you're extroverted or introverted, whether you live in like a cave in the middle of nowhere or you live in a high rise in New York City, I think personal connection each day is super important. So the first thing I think that we should do every single day, and it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning, but one of the three things. Some of us are not morning people, and it's probably better to not connect in the morning. But I think, and whatever, it could be on the phone, it could be on an email, it could be in person. I mean, I think in person is the greatest way to feel fulfilled by someone's love and energy, but it's not always true that it's accessible to us all the time. But whatever it may be, just to connect with another person whom you love and trust, who loves and trusts you, and who cares for you. And bonus points if this person can make you laugh. Because for me, connecting with someone and laughing with them brings me so much joy. And it really like keeps me going. It keeps me feeling like, all right, I can do this. Even when we're laughing over ridiculous things. I'm thinking about basically anytime I talk to my sisters, we just like crack up over something that's really actually not funny, and it would never be funny if I repeated it to you. It would never be funny to anyone else really, but it's just, we love to laugh and we feel safe in that environment to just laugh about whatever it is that we think is funny then. So number one thing you can do every single day is connect with someone else. Even if it's a text. I have a couple of really, really good mom friends who I text a lot because, you know, it's really hard every time I get on the phone. I mean, seriously, like my kids could be doing perfectly in the other room or in the room with me and they're just like quiet, they're playing. And the minute they hear my voice on a phone call, it's like, ah, I do like that impression because that is exactly what it's like really. And it's insane for me because I'm like, oh God, I can't call anyone. And there's few people that I want to hear the nuttiness that will ensue. So I text a lot. And I think that's a great type of connection. It's totally like a nice, like we can text quickly. We can just, you know, it's not to get lost in your phone, but it's to connect with someone like, oh, why is nobody napping? And the other mom is like, I don't know, same story here. Or my kids are napping today and you're like, oh, thank God someone in the world is napping today. Like I can be happy for my friend. So I think that personal connection is super important. Connection with your partner, even if it's like a minute. And that's the thing about these 3 tips that I'm gonna share today is that they don't have to take an exorbitant amount of time. They can, like if you have 2 hours to go out on a Friday night with a friend, a girlfriend, or your husband, or whoever it may be, and sit and have a drink and have a leisurely dinner, like, heck yeah, do it. That's awesome. You're not gonna probably feasibly be able to do that every day. So that's okay. And you don't need to feel like, oh, see, I can't do these things. Like Liz had all these ideas. Because listen, there are some days where I connect for 10 minutes a day with someone on a text. And other than my children, I might not even see my husband depending on his work schedule. And that connection is so important to me, to not feel alone and to not feel like frustrated about where I am in my life. It just allows me to be present and to feel like, all right, well, I'm making the best of what I have going on. So that's really, I think for me, really probably the most important. However, the other 2 are arguably just as important. So the next one is gratitude. All right, here's the thing. Somewhere in the world, I have notes about this gratitude study, and I am gonna like totally botch it right now, but later I can share with you via social media or an email or something. But there was a study done at Harvard by Dr. Emmons and, oh, the poor other one. I think it's Macaulay, but I might be making that up, and I feel awful. Basically, this study was a 10-week study on gratitude. And if you've done any work with me recently, you've heard me talk about this because I just found it to be like really, really meaningful to me. So the study was, they had 3 groups of people, right? They had one group who every day they wrote down what they were grateful for. And they had another group who every day just logged the events of their day, like woke up, had breakfast, went for a run, with no reflection or any like in-depth information about them, just kind of details, like a journal log. And the third group, what the third group did was they kind of focused on the things like that needed improvement or things that just like were irking them or not going well or whatever. And what they found in this study is that after 10 weeks, the group who was grateful, who wrote their gratitude down, was more content. They were feeling better about their lives. They were enjoying life more. And it is so simple. This is so super simple, right? Like, so, I mean, I think in an ideal world, there's probably 10 things that we need to do every day for ourselves. Like, you know, we need to eat healthy. We need to get in some movement, exercise. We need to spend time with the people we love, whatever it is. But, right, and some of those things take a long time, right? Like, I can't, to eat really healthy, you have to prepare the food. You have to buy the food. If you're me, you have to like make 700 meal plans and check on, you know, the best prices and all these things. And so that can take hours and hours and hours of your week. Gratitude, I mean, you can write 3 things, one thing every single day. It can take you literally 5 seconds. I mean, seriously, like, ready? Hold on. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna time it. I think that was, I'm done. I think it was 3 seconds. 3 seconds, right? For me to write what I'm grateful for right now. And if I do that every single day for 10 weeks, as opposed to writing like a journal entry, a diary entry about logging my day, or, you know, a list of my grievances, which some days is all I want to write, I'm gonna be happier. It's proven. These wonderful people whose names I am totally botching proved it for us in their lovely study. So gratitude. So number one thing you can do every day for you, your spirituality, and your happiness is to connect with others, and in particular to try to find some laughter in your day. And then the number 2 thing is to find a gratitude practice. It can be, like I said, just writing something in your journal. It could be, you know, again, you could do a 2-for-1 here, and you could connect with a friend by saying, like, every day I want to send each other something we're thankful for, or you could do it with your partner or your mom, or if you have older kids or whoever. Maybe you want to, you know, write an email every day to yourself in like another inbox, like make an email inbox just for gratitude. Whatever it may be, something that you can like really feel, because no matter where we are in our lives or what we're feeling in the current moment, there's always something to be grateful for. I mean, it's really true. There's always something you can find to be grateful for, even if it's like seemingly small. So I'm in this awesome networking group, Busy Mamas in Philadelphia, and I'm actually here at our co-working space, The Hive, right now doing this webinar. And we do, in the networking group every day online, there is like a question, right? So Tuesdays is Gratitude Tuesday, or Tantrum Tuesday, depending on how you're feeling. So sometimes you do need to air your grievances. Believe me, I am a big proponent of that also. But yesterday, obviously, it was Tuesday, and so it was Gratitude Tuesday. And Stephanie, one of the founding partners of Busy Mamas, put up a picture. It's really funny. They put up pictures a lot with the questions, and it was like, what are you grateful for today? And I got to find it, and I can post it later on my Facebook page, which if you don't like my Facebook page, go check it out as soon as the webinar is over and like it, because I try to post, you know, some good tidbits every day. But anyway, so the picture is like of a group of people. It's obviously presumably a family. And it's like what they're grateful for, right? Like probably siblings, older. And the first couple is holding a poster, and it says, I think it says expecting, like they're expecting a baby. And the second one says like engaged. And the third one says, I don't know what, something else like that. A big, you know, a big life thing you'd be grateful for. And then the fourth one is this guy, and he's standing there with like this, like kind of sloppily written cardboard poster board that says egg salad. And I mean, seriously, like I fell in love with that man. Don't tell my husband, but that's so awesome. Like we always, even if it's egg salad, like you can find it. You can find something to be grateful for every single day. And if you do, you'll be happier. And as time goes on, you'll start to see things like every minute. You'll start to almost be annoying how grateful you'll be. And you know what? It's better to be annoying that way. So I say go for it. Okay, so that's the second thing. Now, the thing about gratitude, though, I want to focus on is, and it's the same with like connecting and laughing with someone. I think for me, I love being able to look back on it. So like I can write what I'm grateful for today, but I can also later remember that I was grateful for this thing at that time, and it adds on itself, right? So it's really super. I think gratitude is just so. I'm grateful for gratitude. How nerdy am I? But it's true. So the third thing that I want to share each day that I think that we could do to make us happier and more spiritually and personally connected is some sort of prayer or reflection. I don't think it has to follow any script, but I'm going to share with you a really crazy story. So, and it just happened to me. So I wasn't even planning on sharing it when I first scheduled the webinar. Here's the thing. Small steps is really, it's all about allowing women, particularly, I mean, I work with men and women, but I work mostly with women. It's allowing women the space to explore their spirituality and to feel nurtured, loved, and connected. And it is such an important thing for me. But here's the thing. I started small steps, right? And I kind of feel like in my first, I'm not even a full year of full time. And I feel like a lot of the process has been really overwhelming, and a lot of okay, you gotta do this and everyone's doing this. And these are the top 5 things every entrepreneur has to do every day. Or this is how, Jane Smith succeeded. And I've gotten really focused on these things, which I don't think is bad. I think it's important, and I think it's alert, and it gives me great material for my webinar, right? Because now I'm going to share with you how my personal lack of reflection, my personal lack of prayer has left me feeling a little bit empty. It has left me feeling unable to do my work. And it has left me feeling really unsure and uncertain about my own personal ministry or calling. And here's the thing. It's because life is so busy, right? That's my excuse. It's an excuse. Life is too busy. I love to go to church. I really enjoy the time of worship that comes when I'm there. I love the music. I love everything. I love the bells and the whistles and the smoke and the incense, and I just love it. It really calms me and soothes me. And it's not for everyone. Everybody doesn't love it like I do. However, I love it. And sad to say, my church going in recent months or years has been subpar because my husband works at a church. So he's busy all church times. He's at church. And I'm home an hour and a half away with our 2 kids, which in some ways, I mean, it's certainly God's calling for me right now in my life. And that's okay. And it's good, but I'm missing something big time there. So I'm not saying we have to go to church every day, but here's the thing. So on Sunday night, I had a commitment with a group of Jesuit volunteers who I love and adore. I am their support person. I was a Jesuit volunteer post-college, and for those of you who aren't familiar, it's similar to maybe it's a year-long service program, and you make a commitment for a year to live in community and to concentrate on spirituality, social justice, and simple living and community, and to really just work for and with the impoverished and the marginalized in our world. And it was an amazing opportunity. And so now I'm the support person for the Jesuit volunteers, along with another guy who's another awesome person, a former JV. And I work with the JVs in Camden. So we took them out on Sunday for dinner. And beforehand, we went to church. We went to Mass at the Jesuit parish, Old St. Joe's in Philadelphia, which has such a special place in my heart for a lot of reasons. And I sat down in the pew, and I sat there and I just took a breath. And it wasn't staged or planned. I just sat, and for the first time in a long time in church without either a kid who's with my husband that I can see him freaking out in the center, or like a kid on my lap screaming, I put my shirt down, or whatever they might be doing that's driving me nutty at the moment. And I said to God, oh, I'm sorry it's been so long. And I felt like a sadness because I miss it. And God said to me, I'm so glad you're here. And I think that where you have an invitation every day by God, or every moment really, to not just like go through the motions, but to really reflect and to pray and to feed our soul and our spirit, whatever it may be. And so after that moment in church, I this week have really tried to like make more of a point to really get back into like daily prayer, and let me tell you, it has not been going that great. I'm not trying to, I gotta be honest. I mean, when I started Small Steps, I did it because I believe that we need authentic, real people to share their faith journey, to allow us to know that ours is totally okay and normal, and heck, it might even be better than those leading us, and that's fine. I mean, it's a journey, but I feel like I need to be honest with you and say that, like, I do not, I mean, at all have it all together. In fact, many of you probably have better prayer lives than me at this current time, and for some reason, hey, that's how it is. So I've been really trying, and one of the 3 days since, I've woken up early to pray. My son woke up 7 minutes later, so it was a very short prayer. But I will say this. The prayer I focused on was, I was reading from this book that I love, and it was talking about how we could read the Psalms slowly, and how it can like really help us to reflect. And the Psalm that they gave as an example was Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And it just like spoke to me so instantly. Like, it wasn't even like God and I needed to talk about it. It was like, duh, no kidding. Like, that's what I need, right? That's what I need in my life. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And all I do is want all day, every day. I want things to be easier. I want to be feeling more secure. I want my kids to be eating their dinner. I want. But this Psalm was telling me differently. Like, the Lord is my shepherd. I don't need to want. I don't have to want. Stop wanting, because it's already here right now. So that's all like great and fine. And then, I went along my day, and there was ups and downs like any day. And then today I was working, I do some part-time work for a Lutheran church, and I was doing their bulletin for them, and I put the prayers in, and I realized that I was putting the prayers in for next week, which is super interesting to me. It's like that, like trying to look forward, and I wasn't looking at the right spot. I wasn't focusing on the right thing. I was looking at something else. And after I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back and do it again. That's so frustrating. I'm on a time crunch. And I went back, and the thing is, I read the Psalm for next week, which wasn't my favorite Psalm ever. It was kind of boring. It didn't like speak to me. It was a little like, not super comfortable. I was like, man, what a different Psalm than Psalm 23. But I just went with it. And then when I realized it was the wrong Psalm, I went back. And would you believe me if I told you that the Psalm for this coming Sunday is Psalm 23? The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And I kind of chuckled, and I was like, all right, touche, God, touche. So that's it, right? It can be scripture. It can be a walk in the park. It can be every night when you sit down, if you have any experience with the Ignatian exam. The Ignatian exam, and look it up. It's awesome. I'm going to do a webinar on it actually really soon. And it's just a way of going through your day and reflecting on it. It could be anything at all, but just a moment of acknowledgement, a moment of looking like at your day and thinking. I just heard a really awesome podcast by a guy who wrote, oh my gosh, I'm so bad lately. I think his name was Neil something or other. And he wrote The Happiness Equation. And it was just all about like what really makes people happy. And I haven't read it yet, but the podcast was awesome, and I'm going to read it. And one of the things he said was that each night him and his wife do something called rose, thorn, bud, which essentially is like high and low, rose and thorn. But they do 2 roses each, and then they do a thorn, something that's really kind of frustrating them, but just to get it off their chest, not to dwell in it. And then they do a bud, something that they're excited about, that's like blooming, about to bloom or grow in their lives. And I started doing that with my husband, and that could be a reflection, just like a real quick look back. Here's what I did today that I loved. Here's what I did that I wish I could do better tomorrow. And here is what I'm super excited about. And that can be a part of your gratitude, right? You could do all three of these together. I am all about, getting as many things done, being efficient. If you wanted to text a friend or someone and say, my day was great, I wish I had done this different, I'm hoping for this, I'm so grateful for this, and then maybe you could send them like a ridiculous Bitmoji, because that's what I do, and that makes me laugh super hard. And some of my friends have my same sense of humor, apparently, which is awesome, because then we just laugh. So then that's all the things, all in one. It's awesome. Okay, so it's 1:26. I promised the webinar would be a half hour. I would like to stay true to my word. So let's wrap up. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them, even if it's like you feel like you don't want to ask, just ask, because I love a question and it makes me feel important. And don't we all want to feel important? Just kidding. Okay, kind of, I'm only half kidding. So the three things that I think that we should each do or can do each day that will make us happier, more spiritually connected, and more personally connected. And they are a interaction or connection with someone that we love and trust. And if it includes laughter, it's a bonus. Gratitude practice of some sort, whatever it may be doing. It could just be like saying aloud, I am thankful for X. And then some sort of reflection or prayer, whatever that looks like for you, whatever works. I am going to be writing prayers again online and putting them up because people really liked that. I think it's important sometimes for us, like for me, I just sometimes need something to work with. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but it just helps. So those are my three things. So now I had said at the beginning of the webinar, if you were here at the beginning, that I was going to let you know an awesome offer I have for live viewers. And I'm so glad to be able to offer some more concrete ways to kind of do these things every day. So here's my new offer that I just launched is Small Steps at Home. And what it is it's basically a 5-day email program. So every day in your inbox, you'll get an email. And it will have a way to do kind of these things in there. So there'll be a prayer, a journal prompt, something to reflect on and think about each day. And then if you buy the program now, right now, for anyone who buys that program, you can also get a free refresh in person. So you can come to the space I'm in right now on Wednesday night. So if you want to come tonight, you should go on right now when we get off, smallstepsbigbenefits.com, go to the events tab, and then you'll see what will you see? You will see refresh at home, and click on that. Don't click on the picture. I know it's so bad, but I cannot figure out the technology. Just click on the actual item, refresh at home, the words, and then you can sign up right there. And then if you want to come tonight to join us from 7 to 8, we will do an awesome exercise today about positivity and focus and how to really get our focus and where we want it to be. And so that's the offer that stands right now. But for those of you who are live on the webinar, I want to offer you a super, I'm actually really excited about it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to offer until like right before I got on, and then I'm like, oh, I have it. I have the best idea for what I want to offer. Okay, so here's the deal. If you sign up today, if you sign up before midnight tonight for the refresh at home, right, you get the 5 days of email, prayer, and reflection, plus an in-person refresh. So that's a $60 value for $40. But I'm also going to offer a buy one, get one for my May 1st mini retreat. So May 1st, Sunday 2 to 5, we're going to have a mini retreat here at the Hive. And it's going to be just like an awesome time to it's such a good time to get together with people, to connect and to do some of these things, and to maybe get some tools for your toolbox about how to better connect and reflect and pray and be grateful. So if you register today for the at-home refresh, right, you're going to get the refresh for $40. You're going to get the mini retreat on May 1st for $50. So it's going to be $90, but you're also going to get a free refresh, like in person. So that's the $20 value. And then you can bring a friend for free to the mini retreat. Too many words, too much excitement, which is awesome. So for $90, you get 2 people at the May retreat, which is cheaper than it is for that. So basically you get 2 people to the May retreat, and then you get the 5-day and 1 refresh for free if you register by midnight tonight. So don't miss the opportunity, because I know that you will find so much fulfillment and happiness and joy and connection from it. And I obviously selfishly want to work with you. So thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are live and for those of you who are watching the replay, I'm so glad that you tuned in. And I hope that you all have an awesome day and that you start right now putting these 3 little things into your day. And feel free to come over to my Facebook page and share what you did and how it's working for you. All right, talk to you soon. Thanks.